Are you ready to receive your manifestations like you never have before? I love this topic so much. I'm so glad that you're here to learn how to raise your vibration in a way that no one's really talking about, okay? And that's why I'm here to fill in the gap and really fill in the missing pieces of where you are right now to get you to where you want to go. So if you've never seen or met me before and this is your first time, then welcome in. Love to have you here. I love being people's first introduction to topics like this because I am so passionate about what I do and I really love to get you the results that you're looking for. So, hi, hello. My name is Melody Unique, but you probably know me on the internet as Mystique Awakening. I am an energy healer and spiritual mentor. I have an emphasis on Reiki and on shamanism. So I know how to use both the electric energy from Father Sky, the divine source, and the magnetic energy from Mother Earth to bring the human body into balance. And so this is my bread and butter. This is my livelihood. This is my passion and my mission here in this lifetime to be able to help you raise your vibration, and collectively through this process, we can then raise the vibration of the world as well. This is a collective and conscious effort and bringing heaven down into earth. And yes, it starts with you. Now, it can be hard to trust anyone with your energy and with the blockages that you may be facing in life, to be able to have someone understand you in a way and feel comfortable that they actually know what it is that you are going through. So I want to divulge a little bit into my backstory so that you feel comfortable with me, so that we can move forward in a way that it's actually going to excel you and progress you, because we've built that foundation of trust. So back in the day, let's rewind maybe 5 years or so, I was someone who was a makeup artist for over 13 years straight. So before I even really knew how to dibble dabble my way into energy healing, I had a completely different business and a completely different mindset towards life. I was struggling with chronic anxiety. I was struggling with symptoms of PTSD. I was struggling through my many phases of depression. And around this time, 5 years ago, I was on my fourth big phase of depression. So I was really going through it at this time. I had isolated myself from my support group that was in the Midwest, and I moved all the way to the West Coast to start a new era of my life. And that era was one of the most challenging eras I've ever had to go through in my life, because not only was I dealing with all of those mental and emotional issues, but I was also dealing with a very toxic relationship as well. And so going from a place of having a lot of toxicity in my home life when I was younger to then going into a place where I was having a lot of toxicity in my home life as an adult outside of my home state, it was a very, very transformational time for me. And through this process of not getting what I wanted out of life, not making enough money, not being able to attract the right kind of friendships into my life, not being able to have inner peace or even know what that feels like for an extended amount of time. I was going through major panic attacks where I would have shooting, stabbing pains in my chest, and I had no idea what was going on. I thought I was having heart attacks. I was not able to stand up for myself in the way that I would have liked to. And I was someone who just felt like I was a victim in life. And I went from being in that area of physical, emotional, mental, and even spiritual confusion to the point of where I am right now, where I'm able to heal millions online through distance healing. And not only that, make sure that they get lasting results. Because it's not just about a quick fix, it's about being able to maintain that inner peace, that happiness, that bliss, that balance, that harmony, that connection to everything and everyone for a long period of time, to be able to sustain that. And I was able to do that for myself. I was able to get to a point where now I feel calm. Now I understand that when certain obstacles or challenges or resistance hits, how I can then maneuver my way through it in a way that feels extremely comfortable and I am confident in doing so, where I'm able to now have a business that is very sustainable, that I can keep scaling up and feel confident in my ability to support myself and support my loved ones. I'm able to attract new energy of romance into my life. I'm able to attract healthier platonic friendships and partnerships in my life and uphold them over a long period of time. Instead of feeling that I'm a burden in my relationships, instead of feeling like I have to give, and not receive in my relationships. So trust me, I've been through dark stages in my life. During that time where I was still going through my panic attacks, during that time where I was still going through major phases of depression, I actually became homeless over in the West Coast for about 2 months. And I had to really make hard decisions and take a really good look at myself of where I was at that point and hold on to the vision of where it was that I wanted to go. And when I held on to that vision, new doors kept opening up for me. But the only way I was actually able to get those doors to open up for me and experience this life, this beautiful life that I have right now, is because of what I'm going to show you in today's video. In order to heal myself from the inside out and actually have sustainable results in doing so while being able to manifest the life that I truly wanted, the life that I was born to live, I had to understand what my energy was, because everything in this life is energy first, and then it manifests into the physical form. So if we are energy first, how can we understand what our energy is and then manipulate it in a way that can serve us, making sure that we have proper flow in every single aspect of our energy centers? Your ability to raise your vibration to experience your manifestations is directly influenced by the flow of energy in your body. So today we're going to break down your energy centers in a way where you can start to understand why you aren't receiving your desires yet, why you're experiencing aspects of life you don't prefer, and the root cause of your challenges in health, wealth, and relationships. Now, you may already be familiar with the 7 chakra system. And if you are perfect, you're in the right place, because I'm going to be describing these energy centers in a way where you can finally understand what purpose they serve when we're talking about manifestations. If you've never heard about the 7 chakra system before, or you're just kind of dipping your toes into understanding these energy centers, this is going to be a game changer for you, because I'm starting you off with expert level material that can be broken down in a very simple way so that you can then become more of a master of your own energy. So, typically, when I talk about chakras and healing your energy centers, I always start with the root first. So that's what we're going to do. But when we talk about manifesting, we're going to go in the opposite way and start with the crown. So to start off, we have the root. The root is located at the base of your spine, and that energy trickles all the way down to the bottoms of your feet, extending past your feet. This is how we connect to Mother Earth through grounding. So whenever you hear someone say, go and touch grass, they actually mean go and touch grass, because when you do so, you're connecting to Mother Earth. You're connecting to that magnetic pull of Mother Earth, and she is able to detox you from any anxiety, overwhelm, stress, fear, doubt, worry that you may be holding on to. So the root is in charge of our security, our stability. It is in charge of our abundance as well. It is in charge of how much money we're actually able to receive in our life, or how much money we're actually able to allow into our reality. Your root is also your survival mode. So, are you living in survival mode 100% of the time, where it's fight or flight and there's no relaxation, there's no comfort? Or are you understanding that you're always protected, that you are always safe? Those are signs of a balanced root. Now, if any one of these energy centers is overactive, underactive, or even blocked, you will experience negative impacts in many different areas of your life. So when we're talking about anything impacting the root, that means that externally, you will start to see your finances go down, or you're always in a state of worry or panic. You have excess anxiety and you can't really shake it off. Maybe you are trying to find stability in getting promotions in your job, or maybe you're trying to move to a different location and it's always hard for you because you're feeling stuck. You're feeling bogged down. Nothing's really working for you in terms of you feeling protected, in terms of you feeling safe. And those are all indicators of you having a negatively impacted, blocked, overactive, underactive root. Moving forward into the sacral. The sacral is going to be right underneath your navel in the area of your reproductive system. So in this area, it has full control over your sexuality, your sensuality, your inspiration, your spontaneity, your passion, your pleasure, and your connection to others. So when we have imbalances in this area, we can actually hold a lot of emotion in this sacral because we have that root that connects us to earth, and our sacral connects us to water. And so when we think about water, we think about emotions. We think about how fluid those emotions can be and how sometimes they can be very heightened and sometimes they can be very still and calm. And when we're talking about this energy center being able to connect us to people outside of us, when we are thinking of relationships and the water exchange that happens in relationships, maybe even when we're physically intimate with one another, that all impacts that energy center of the sacral, and our sacral impacts the health and well-being of our relationships and interpersonal connections. So if there's something going on in the sacral where it's overactive, underactive, blocked, impacted in some sort of way, you will start to experience things in your relationships not going well, not going as planned. Maybe you are prone to toxicity in your relationships. Maybe you have attachment styles that are not serving you because they're not secure in your relationships. Maybe you have issues with a very high sex drive where now you have a sex addiction or a love addiction. Maybe you have very specific cravings when it comes to unhealthy foods, unhealthy people, unhealthy substances. All of that energy can be found in the sacral. Moving up to the solar plexus, that energy is going to be right above our navel in our belly. So in our belly, we have this solar plexus energy. It's living life force energy. It's ruled by the element of fire. And if we think about it, when we digest something, we need that fire. We have that acidity in our stomach. So that's where it originates, that fire, that warmth in our belly. And just like we have that fire and that warmth in our belly, we can think about the sun. Right? We can think about the energy of the sun and how it's fiery, how it produces so much energy, how it feels fast moving. Every single time you're under the sun, you just want to go out and play, explore, adventure, be seen, be creative, be outgoing. And so those are all of the energies that are found in the solar plexus as well. Our solar plexus is that willpower. It's our drive. It's our motivation, determination. It's our laughter. It's our happiness. It's our bliss. That's also where we can find the energy of our inner child, one that always likes to play, one that always likes to be expansive, one that always likes to try new things and is very confident, very sure of themselves. They know exactly who they are. They have that identity on lock. And they're not afraid to be authentic. They're not afraid to be genuine. When we have this area in a state of overactivity, underactivity, maybe it's blocked, then we tend to not have the same kind of confidence. We have self-esteem issues. Maybe we feel very insecure about who we are, how we show up, or our ability to provide for something or someone else, maybe even provide for ourselves in this world, in this life. When we have that in a state where it's not quite all the way in flow, we feel a lot less motivated. We also feel very anxious. We feel completely withdrawn from life in a way where now we start to get very, very sad. We start to go through these phases of depression. We start to not want to get up in the morning and do our daily routines because we have no motivation. We have no determination to be able to do so. Our life force energy feels depleted and diminished. And think about this as well. This is how the whole entire system is connected. If someone is insulting you, and it really hits you and it really impacts you, it might feel like you just got punched in the gut. And that is why, because you have allowed that external validation to influence the way that you feel and how you think about yourself. So we want to make sure that we have that resilience. We want to make sure that we have that confidence within ourselves, that security within ourselves, and that lives in the solar plexus. Moving higher into the heart space, now we have the bridge between both worlds. Those lower three energy centers were all about our connection to the physical plane, all about our connection to Mother Earth energy. And now we have the heart space, which is in between the world of matter and the world of spirit. The heart space is the center of intuition and emotion in the body. So whenever you're getting intuitive hits, your heart space is going to let you know what is for you and what is not for you, but not in a way where it places fear in the mix, only in the way where it places love as the forefront. So when you have emotions rise up, a lot of the times you'll feel it in your chest. A lot of the times you'll feel your heart beat faster. A lot of the times you're just going to have that knowing within yourself, and it's all due to the emotions that you're feeling. When we have higher flying feelings like happiness, bliss, or love and joy, maybe even peace, our heart is going to feel very expanded. But when we're feeling guilt, shame, fear, doubt, worry, our heart space is going to feel like it's concaving or even hardening. So every single time you go through a heartbreak or you're grieving, you feel that heart space harden a bit. You feel that it's a little bit colder. You feel that it's bruised. You give it all of these aspects as if it were something that was a physical wound. So when we think of the qualities of the heart space, we're thinking of unconditional love. We're thinking of compassion. We're thinking of generosity. We're also thinking about trust to a certain extent. We're thinking about how open we can be to receiving and how open we can be to giving. And when we're dealing with an overactive, underactive, or blocked heart space, we can get really cold and really bitter. We can start to have resentment or jealousy or envy. We can start comparing who we are to who someone else is, where we are right now to where someone else is, thinking that the grass is always greener on the other side and not seeing how green our own grass can be. This is also impacting our allowance of abundance and prosperity and wealth in our life. When this area is impacted, we may not feel like we can be vulnerable or intimate with someone else. We can't trust anyone else with our feelings, with our desires, with our dreams, with our joy. And so it's very important to make sure that this heart space is in a place of balance so that we can receive the blessings and the miracles from the universe, so that we can receive the unconditional love that we also give out. It's about give and it's about take when it comes to the heart space. It rules both of those aspects. Moving one space upward, we have the throat. The throat connects us to the spiritual and mental plane. So when we have our throat space in a place where it's balanced, we're able to communicate our needs. We're able to express ourselves creatively. We're able to be trustworthy, hold our word, keep our word, speak the truth, speak our own divine truth. We're able to be authentic. We're able to be genuine without anything holding us back. We arise with our words, understanding how to affirm things into our existence. And we use our words positively to manifest what it is that we desire. On the flip side, if this area is underactive, overactive, or even blocked, it may be very hard for us to communicate our needs or establish boundaries or even say what we mean. It may be difficult for people to understand what we're truly trying to convey if we don't have the right words or don't know how to convey it. We can also offend people without meaning to, or if we also have a blocked heart space and we are meaning to insult them, those insults will start to cut deep because that energy center is negatively impacted. I find a lot of the time with people who have overactive, underactive, or even blocked throat, they find self-talk very hard to be positive. It's always a critique. It's always a judgment. It's always a self-insult, or they're demeaning themselves in some ways. They're hypercritical, hyper-judgmental towards themselves, and it keeps them very small, and it blocks them from their manifestations and their desires. So, with this throat energy, we always want to make sure that it is open, that we're able to express our needs the way that we need to the right person at the right time in the right way, and that we're able to keep our own word towards ourselves so that we can develop more self-trust. Moving up to the third eye. The third eye symbolizes spirit. A lot of people think that our source of intuition is the third eye, but truly it is the heart that is the source of intuition in our body. The third eye just helps us to perceive that intuition. So when we have our third eye energy, that helps us to connect to our spiritual gifts, psychic gifts. It helps us connect to our purpose here in life, to have foresight of the bigger picture of our life. It allows us to live more consciously instead of in the state of ego. Our third eye is also great for being able to predict future events, and it's also great in the sense where we can see things beyond the veil. So if someone is giving us evil eye or jealousy or ill will, or they're just not the right match for us, let's say in relationships or for work, something is going to let us know, and that is going to be the third eye. In a sense, this is how we can perceive our energetic protection. So, not only are we able to use this third eye to see the future, to be able to predict what's to come next or see the bigger picture of where it is that we're going in life, but it helps us to navigate life by understanding what is exactly in our highest good and what is not. If this area is overactive, underactive, or even in a state that is blocked, we will have a lot of trouble understanding where to go next, what next step is best. We will have issues with repeating the same patterns over and over and over again when it comes to things not working out for us because we cannot see the lesson. We cannot see the bigger picture of why this was here in our experience and then how we can move past it or a different action we can take to get a different result. Having this area be negatively impacted also means that we may be having trouble imagining or visualizing. Sometimes we may not even have dreams or remember our dreams when we wake up if our third eye is impacted negatively. When our third eye is blocked, underactive, or overactive, we may be subject to illusion and deception. So those who are here to manipulate us, to show us a pathway that's not best for us, that only serves them, we are more susceptible and more vulnerable to believing them because we don't have our own level of discernment within ourselves. So it's very important that we have this one energy center in a state of balance so that we can do our own critical thinking, so that we can get out of certain areas of our life in a very creative way. We know exactly what step to take next to get us to this certain point, and we're no longer confused by it. We no longer have any sort of mental fog. We can cut right through any of the BS and see the divine truth. And lastly, we have the crown. The crown is located at the top of our head and a little bit above that. So if you were to think of a halo, how it hovers around the top of our head, that's exactly how you can visualize the crown. The crown also connects us to the spiritual plane and allows us to receive messages, downloads, codes, realizations, and epiphanies from a higher level of consciousness. This is how we connect to collective wisdom. This is how we connect to source, creator, or God, universal energy. The ideas that we receive, or realizations that we receive, information that we receive, is not organic to us. It is all a part of collective consciousness. All we do is align to those ideas, those realizations, those epiphanies, that information, so that we can utilize it to better navigate our reality and better navigate our life. If this area is overactive, underactive, or even blocked, we may experience many different challenges in terms of being way too far out of touch with our reality, or maybe even numb to reality in general. We may feel like we have a lack of purpose or lack of fulfillment in our lives because we are not connected to our spiritual self. We are both spirit and matter and not just spirit. So to be able to have a balanced connection between the two of those energies that make us up, we have to make sure that we have a balanced crown. If our crown is negatively impacted, then we may start to experience things like confusion. We may start to experience things like depression because we feel like we don't know our part in this world, our mission in this world, what we serve, who we serve in this world. And so being able to have a balanced crown connects us to all of the infinite wisdom that we need in order to be successful in this lifetime. So how do we use all of our knowledge of our energy centers to then manifest? Let's go from the crown to the root this time. So we have a balanced crown, our connection to collective wisdom, source, God, creator energy is on fire, it's sharp, it's on point. And from there, we receive our idea. We receive an idea for success, an idea for our health, our wealth, our relationships. And from that one idea, we begin to imagine it through our third eye. We have foresight in being able to see exactly what steps that we need to take in order for this to come into fruition, in order for this manifestation to become tangible in our reality. Then it goes down to our throat. That beautiful energy that started as source is now being materialized bit by bit with every single energy center that it flows down to. So in the throat, we're able to communicate what this idea is. We're able to express how this idea is going to come into fruition or affirm it into our reality. Then it goes down to the heart space where we're able to pump more desire into it. We're starting to correlate emotions to what this energy or idea or manifestation is. And when we've cultivated enough emotion that's going to propel this manifestation forward, and we have clear sight of where we're actually wanting to go with this manifestation or how we want to execute this manifestation, then it goes down to our solar plexus. Our solar plexus is our living life force energy. So it's going to help us be the battery pack for this manifestation to come through. We're able to stay motivated with this manifestation. We're able to stay determined or consistent with this manifestation, to be able to actually take those steps, not just conceptualize those steps of bringing it into our reality. Then with the sacral energy, it's all about inspiration. It's that inspired action. It's spontaneity. It's that creativity that we get to have of being genuine and authentic in how we want this manifestation to come through. And then we have the root, which is all about the action taking, all about it physically showing up in our reality and our ability to be okay with this manifestation coming into a reality or not having this manifestation come into our reality. We have to be balanced and stable and secure with both of those outcomes and not be attached. And through there, that's how we actually begin to see our manifestation come from thought into the physical form. So let me give you an example, and we'll go ahead and talk about wealth, because wealth is one of the biggest blockages that I see with the clients that I work with. So let's say you have an idea for an invention, and this invention is going to save lives. You have this idea from your crown. You can then see how that invention will produce the results that you're looking for those clients, for those patients, for those recipients. You're able to make a plan for how that is supposed to come through, and then you start to use your voice to express it. Maybe you're talking to others about it, you're networking, you're showing the process through your words and describing how this invention will take place and how it's going to improve the results for X, Y, and Z. It goes down to the heart space, and now the emotion is backing it up, feeling a love for this manifestation, feeling a love for the people who are going to benefit from this invention. And then it goes down to the solar plexus. Now we get a little bit more into the physical realm, where we are really thinking about how to move this forward in a practical, tangible, and physical way. We are motivated, we are determined in having this invention come through. We're gathering the materials that we need in order to develop this process or develop this invention. Then it goes down to the sacral. Maybe we're even more collaborating and networking with others, getting other people on a team so that we can have different perspectives and get different angles about how this can go. Or maybe different people are working on aspects of this invention in different ways so that I can help the community even more. We're being creative. We are going through inspired action where we have an intuitive hit, and then we're taking action on that because we know that that intuition came from spirit, came from source to help us bring this into the physical world so we can save and change lives. And then we have the root, which is more action taking, allowing ourselves to have a steady foundation with this working out in the way that we want it to or see it happening, and being okay if it still works out and it wasn't the way that we planned, or even being okay if it doesn't work out, knowing that we can just work on it a little bit more. And then through more attention to detail, through more refining, through more tweaking, through more foundation or base building, we're actually able to see that invention come through into the tangible form and then launch it into reality and watch the magic work. So this is how we manifest using the energy centers. And again, not that many people are teaching about this. They're only teaching manifestation from a lens of repeating words over and over and over again, forcing you and convincing you to believe in something that you don't believe in yet. A lot of times people also talk about divine timing, which divine timing is an energy. And divine timing is essentially crucial to you being able to find alignment within what it is that you're doing, because chances are, if you're not experiencing the kind of success that you want when it comes to health, wealth, and relationships, it's not just about divine timing working out for you or not working out for you. It's not just about you repeating words over and over and over again using the throat energy. It's about you being able to have clear energy flow throughout your whole entire system. And if you have blockages in one or more of these areas, it impacts the flow of the whole entire system. So if you're looking for success in health, wealth, or relationships, figure out within yourself where you may be blocked if you're not experiencing that just yet. If you have a blockage in one or more of these energy centers, it impacts the whole entire system. And if these energy blockages stay within your system for a long period of time, they will start to develop physical impacts on you. Ailments, sickness, disease, all of that comes through stagnant energy presenting themselves as blockages in your energy centers. So that's why it's so important to have proper energy flow throughout your whole entire energetic system so that you can manifest with intention, focus, clarity, and ease, and have success in your health, your wealth, and your relationships without any blockages hindering you or getting in your way. Now, are there always going to be some levels of resistance while trying to break through to new levels of success? Yes. But if you are being very conscious of what your energy is doing, what your energetic setbacks or blockages are, and then actively healing or releasing those blockages in the process, you are no longer going to find yourself getting stuck for a very long period of time. You're going to be able to maneuver through life and navigate through life much easier and with more accuracy. The energy healing and energy cleansing techniques that allowed me to go from a state of being homeless, from not being able to support myself, from having chronic anxiety, flashbacks from PTSD, depression, having panic attacks, not being able to have healthy, harmonious, and unconditionally loving relationships in my life, to a point now where I am thriving in my career. I have a greater purpose. I feel like I am living my life's dream, and I'm doing so while feeling completely fulfilled, where I'm able to manifest deep connections of healthy and harmonious relationships in my life while still being able to maintain inner peace and calm, was through the techniques that I show you in Beyond Balance. Beyond Balance is a 4-week program where I show you exactly how you can discover the hidden energy blockages that are impacting you negatively in health, wealth, and relationships, and how to then release and heal those blockages so that you can manifest with accuracy, focus, clarity, and direct intention while making sure that you are cultivating inner peace day in and day out. Each week, we will be diving into healing different aspects of your energetic body. In week 1, we talk about healing the physical body. So understanding the chakras related to physical well-being, using techniques for channeling energy to specific areas for physical healing, grounding exercises to connect with earth energy, the rule to releasing from the physical body, and a bit of Reiki to help you heal from the outside in, while we are also focusing on healing you from the inside out. Week 2 is all about healing the emotional body, understanding the connection between the chakra system and emotions, identifying and working with emotions through shadow work, the ride the wave technique to help you filter and process emotions fully so that they don't get stagnant in your body, and then of course some Reiki for the emotional body to heal your emotional wounds and old traumas. Week 3, we go over healing the mental body. So we will be examining the impact of thoughts on energy flow, techniques for clearing mental clutter and promoting mental clarity, working with the heart, third eye, and crown chakras for enhanced intuition, reprogramming subconscious limiting beliefs, positive thinking and energy alignment, and Reiki for the mental body to allow you to feel clear, focused, and open-minded. Week 4, we discuss healing the spiritual body, connecting with your higher self through the chakra system, techniques for receiving spiritual guidance, meditation for connecting with spirit guides, exploring the concept of oneness and unity, the transformative power of gratitude, and Reiki for the spiritual body to enhance and sharpen your connection to your own spirit, collective consciousness, and universal energy. As a bonus, you'll be able to energy cleanse yourself using the 5 elements of water, earth, spirit, air, and fire. All of these energy cleansing techniques are from traditional Native American healing from both North and South America. One of my clients who's gone through the entire Beyond Balance program says, realizing that this is a process and a lifestyle change. I've been feeling better and stronger since I've been grounding 2 times a day. She also goes on to mention that she has had to shut down her spiritual connection and energy flow in the past due to staying practical and having to deal with family obligations. She says, I have to do this work to make sure my energy is flowing. I am now rewatching and taking more notes from the program. Another one of my clients says, this program has reminded me to connect to myself. It sounds so silly, but this is something that isn't taught. To sit and take the time to connect to your energy centers, your heart, and just listen. This has been so powerful for me, and I'm grateful for your help. I know that you are ready to get to the root cause of your challenges in health, wealth, and relationships. So let me go ahead and make this process a little bit easier for you by sweetening the pot. If you enroll to Beyond Balance within the next 24 hours, I will give you a free energy insight report where I use my Reiki and intuition to tap into your individual energy and see where you have blockages in your body. This is going to be a full report going from root all the way to crown to see where you have blockages, underactivity, or overactivity in every single one of your energy centers, so that when you begin the program, you know exactly where you have to focus first to get to that point of receiving your manifestations and maintaining inner peace. This offer does expire at the end of 24 hours, so you want to make sure that you're acting fast so that you can have your very own energy insight report and take a load off of doing the guesswork of where those blockages are to begin with. If you have any questions about if this program is an aligned fit for where you are right now in your healing journey, feel free to email me at mystique.awakening@gmail.com so that we can chat about it. It's been a pleasure connecting with you. Thank you so much for allowing me to work with you and your energy to get you to a point of inner peace, harmony, and balance. I'll see you in the program.